Dr. Hamza Yusuf, uh, I want your comments just on this. The problems I'm having in Pakistan, and I'm sure this is a problem in most of the Muslim world, uh, that there are two sorts of crimes in the society. One is corruption, and the other is sex crime. We find that sex crime has risen very sharply in our society, which means rape as well as child abuse. And unfortunately, only 1% of sex crime is reported. So, which means law enforcement can basically just deal with 1%. The other 99%, I feel the society has to fight it. Same with corruption. You can, maybe deal corruption at a certain level, but then when government officials keep taking money, bribes at a low level, I feel that it is again, a society has to make corruption unacceptable. And unfortunately, when you have leadership which is corrupt over a period of time, they make corruption acceptable. So this is not just a problem in Pakistan, it's probably in most of the Muslim world as well as the developing world. So, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, your views?
I think both problems, they're profound problems that have to do with appetite. The shahwa is a fundamental thing in the human being, that God has put appetites in us for good reasons, for healthy reasons, but these appetites become perverted. And so the desire for wealth is a natural desire because we need wealth. But when that desire becomes inordinate, when it becomes something that is greedy, and then we begin to harm the society, something's gone seriously wrong. So this is a deep problem in many, many places, including the United States. There's no country that's exempt, but it's the degree with which the corruption, like an apple, if you have a small piece of corruption, you can remove it and it's still a good apple. But as it increases throughout the fruit, at a certain point, you just throw the apple away. So this is a huge problem, and I know you're addressing this. But one of the things that people have to understand about this is that the selfishness of that individual is, in the end, harms himself. إِنَّمَا بَغْيُكُمْ عَلَى أَنفُسِكُمْ. The Quran says your corruption is against yourselves. It harms yourselves. This inordinate desire. In terms of the sexual problem, this has to do with a loss of chivalry, a loss of fatuwa, a loss of the qualities that decent men have. It's very important for men to understand that they are قوامون الرجال قوامون على النساء, that God has given us and tasked us with the care of women and children. If you look at society, if you just walk around, everything you see almost without exception was built by men. Men built the roads, they built the houses, they put the plumbing, the infrastructure. Why did they do this? They did this for women and children. This is the fundamental impulse in men. And so we have to inculcate in our young men especially this idea of honoring women. The Prophet ﷺ said, "La yukrimuhunna illa kareem." Only noble people honor women. وَلَا يُهِنُهُنَّ إِلَّا لَئِيمٌ. And only contemptible people will dishonor women or degrade women. So it's very important that the women in the culture, the mothers, they raise their sons with that sensibility, but also the fathers have to be exemplars in this. It's very important, but this is a huge problem. And I think the fact that you're speaking about these things, because often in our cultures, because we have shame-based cultures, often these things are not spoken about. But just the fact that you're bringing this to the forefront is very important, because it will empower people. But also, we have to follow the sunnah of the Prophet. There's a lot of, in the modern world, a lot of women have, they feel like they don't need this idea of the mahram. They don't need this idea of the guardianship. Our tradition protects women. And if it doesn't, it means our tradition is not present. So it's really important for the women to understand that there are reasons why the Prophet ﷺ emphasized these things, like the mahram, of not going to places that where you shouldn't be. That onus is obviously first and foremost on the men, and we can't blame the victims, and that would be completely unjust and wrong. But at the same time, women need to understand that there are wolves out there, and those wolves are real. And so it becomes a matter of the men taking upon themselves the protection, the guardianship of the women, especially the young women and the children. I mean, these are some of the greatest crimes against people.